I don't think I would say that Obama is an angel, but I mean, there's a separate discussion between besides the character of a person and the actual policy positions or things they did in office. I think Trump would lose on both counts, but I mean, separate from policy or, effectuality or ineffectuality as a leader, I think that it's pretty undeniable that Trump is kind of a mean-spirited guy. And then when you look at how he runs his campaign, when you look at how he runs the country, he's a very self-driven person. Like every single thing that he does is just ultimately to serve his needs or his ends at the end of the day, whether that means throwing political opponents under the bus, whether that means throwing political allies under the bus, whether that means not helping, Georgia's Senate elections because he's so angry that Raffensperger, wouldn't turn over enough votes for him. And now Georgia has 2 blue senators. Like, I don't know. Just Trump is a really mean dude. And again, yeah, you can switch over and you can look at the foreign policy position too. But I'm
All right, so here we are on Piers Morgan Uncensored today, and as you can see, Destiny is talking, as he always does. He's actually talking a bit slower today and getting less excited, not as excitable as he usually is. So apparently he's, he just said, yeah, Trump's a really mean dude, which I think is hilarious because, Destiny doesn't like Trump, that's clear. And to call him a mean dude is hilarious because Destiny is just infamous for saying mean shit on the internet constantly saying mean shit. And I just saw an interview with him, with somebody else, who asked him about that. He says, Destiny, these tweets, these outrageous tweets you tweeted out right after the assassination attempt against Donald Trump, you tweeted out that you didn't give a damn about the man who actually got killed that day, the innocent bystander in the audience. He got killed, and Destiny did. He tweeted out a bunch of nasty tweets about that, saying that guy deserved to die just for being there, things like that. And when he was challenged on this in the interview, he just said, I don't care. What's wrong with being mean? Yeah, so I was mean. So what? Ask me about the issues, or something like that, to that effect. So now to hear him say that Trump is a mean guy. Trump has never said anything. Like, Destiny comes out with mean shit constantly. So it's hilarious to hear him say that. Let's see where this goes, because I see Benny Johnson and Dave Smith are ready to say something.
I mean, you can talk about Obama's follies, but Trump also abandoned our Kurdish allies in Syria to Turkey. Trump also, inflamed tensions in the Middle East when he recognized, the Jerusalem, moving the embassy over to Jerusalem and the United States' recognition of Israel annexing East Jerusalem and everything. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think Trump wins on any count where he would come off as a nice guy.
Okay, I mean, Benny Johnson, does it matter whether Trump's a nice guy or not? I think people...
Exactly. It doesn't matter. In fact, I would say... if you want somebody, if you want you need to go to court and you have to have a lawyer. You want like a junkyard dog there representing you. You don't want a nice guy lawyer. Same with the country. A guy in charge of your country, you're not hiring him to be a nice guy. You're not voting for him because he's a nice guy. You're voting for him to protect the interests of you and your people.
People have baked in now what he is. He's a shoot from the hip, guy that loves to talk. He's pretty narcissistic. Okay. He's pretty bombastic. He's pretty pugilistic. If you read his book, The Art of the Deal, he says if somebody punches me, metaphorically or real, I'll punch them 10 times back. There's nothing new about any of Trump's behavior if you have studied his behavior for the last 40, 50 years. He just happens to be a guy who won the White House and right now is actually looking like he's favourite to win it back. So for all the rhetorical issues around Trump and the supposed meanness, there are tens of millions of Americans who are queuing up to vote for him.
Yeah, so let's talk about tens of millions. I particularly take quite a bit of umbrage with the description of Donald Trump as demonic. I think that is quite shocking as a Christian myself to call somebody demonic like Donald Trump, who's actually against the 10 million people who have been human smuggled into this country, many of them children. I remember a time not too long ago when the left cared about children in cages. Yet now they're calling Donald Trump demonic. He wants to stop these human smuggling by the cartels. Have you ever been down to the border, Destiny? Have you seen the rape trees? Have you seen the little children's toys that are left down there from the human smuggling that is created by Joe Biden, the biggest human smuggler in human history? Do you know the carnage and the horror that is being created by those policies? Let's not even talk about what Joe Biden has done to the world stage. Donald Trump brought world peace. You're going to talk about Kurds and wars? How about Ukraine? Joe Biden could have stopped that war before it even started. Joe Biden continues that war and continues the funding of that war that is leading to the wholesale slaughter of an entire region. Joe Biden could stop it right now. Joe Biden has brought war around the world. And then let's talk about the fentanyl poisoning America. You want to talk about cruelty? It took Joe Biden 400 days to go to East Palestine in Ohio, a city that was poisoned by our federal government in a chemical explosion, much less the chemical explosion that is happening all throughout America with fentanyl slaughtering 100,000 Americans. And the final thing I'll say here, how dare you call Donald Trump demonic when Joe Biden hasn't even said Laken Riley's name correctly, called her Lincoln Riley when he was forced to. This woman was slaughtered by a criminal alien who was in this country illegally, who was released by Democrats, and went on to slaughter a nursing student in Georgia with his bare hands. And Joe Biden apologized to the murderer. How dare you say, that Donald Trump's demonic? Can you defend any of that behavior? Final thing I'll say here is Joe Biden wouldn't acknowledge his own grandchild. Even the New York Times said that is a sick, evil behavior. So if you're looking for demonic behavior, my friend, I got it for you. It's sitting in the White House in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in a diaper right now during nap time.
Wow. Benny Johnson, total smackdown against Destiny here, or more importantly, against just the Democrats, the leftists, the whole leftist, the mentally ill leftist shitlib project that is destroying many aspects, many parts of America, and just the whole American way of being, the way of life, the American, the European back, America was built by Europeans, has a European spirit, and that has been destroyed in real time for decades now. This process of destruction has been underway for decades, and it is ramping up as far as I can see. And Benny Johnson is rightfully calling out he's giving just some examples of this destruction and how the Democrats and the leftists promote and continue this destructive tendency. So, as far as I know, everything he said, yeah, it's all of it inexcusable, 100% inexcusable. Let's see if Destiny has anything to reply to that.
Wow. Okay, that's what I call a rebuttal. Let's come to Dave Smith.
Wow, you even shut up, Piers Morgan.
Before we do, let's play that clip that Benny referenced. This is when Joe Biden, in the State of the Union address, did not pronounce Laken Riley's name properly.
It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner. Not really. Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right.
Now, Dave.
Jesus, that was embarrassing.
The issue for Biden.
If I may.
Sorry, Benny?
If I may, just since I brought up the clip, if you don't mind, Piers.
Sure.
Could I ask Destiny right now, would you like to apologize to Laken Riley's family for her murder, since it's open border Democrat policies that you promote on your program? Would you like to apologize to the parents of Laken Riley for the murder of her child?
The virtue signaling is off the charts. I didn't kill anybody, so I'm not going to apologize to anybody for somebody getting killed.
But there are.
That's not what he said, Destiny. He said, of course, Destiny didn't kill anybody, but he promotes the policies that lead to illegal aliens pouring into the United States, and unvetted, and of course, a significant proportion of those illegals are criminals, and they are literally setting up criminal networks, and they are committing crimes. And yeah, Laken Riley was the victim of one such crime. The whole thing is outrageous. There's zero, these undocumented illegals, they contribute literally zero. They have zero to contribute to the economy of the United States, to the well-being, to the social development of the United States or of any Western country. If they're so great, they can stay in their own country and make it better. So I can understand why Benny Johnson is so outraged. Yeah, let me know what you think. It's crazy. It's just the madness is off the charts here. I don't really know what to say. But let me know what you think in the comments. In the meantime, please like and subscribe. It really helps me grow the channel and continue making content for you.